Good morning, children. Welcome to your social studies class. In today's class, we are going to finish the first chapter of your social studies book. The name of the chapter is Earth, Our Home. So today we are going to finish this chapter. Children, I hope you have remembered the things that we have been discussed in the last class, that what is Earth and why we can survive on Earth. And we also learned that Earth is the only planet where life can be found. And the planet of Earth is also called the planet of life. On the other hand, it can be also called the blue planet because in Earth, 3/4 of water can be found. For this abundance of water, we can call it the blue planet. So this was all that we discussed earlier. In today's class, we are going to discuss about the movements of Earth. The movements of Earth. Our Earth is never still. Our Earth is always moving. But we cannot feel that. Can you feel that Earth is moving? No. But why? That is because we are so tiny. If we consider ourselves in respect to the whole Earth, then we will be considered to be very tiny. We are very tiny in respect of the Earth. So we cannot even feel that the Earth is moving. The Earth is so huge that we cannot feel its movement. So that is why we cannot feel that the Earth is moving. Now we will discuss the movements of Earth. Now children, I want you to look carefully to this part of the whiteboard. This part of the whiteboard is showing you the two different types of movement. This particular picture. What can we see here? We can see the sun and we can see the earth. This round shape is Earth. Now, the Earth revolves around the sun in a fixed path. This is the path that the Earth uses to move around the sun. So, the Earth is moving like this around the sun. Not only this, the Earth is also moving around its own axis. So, it is revolving around the sun and it is also revolving around its axis. So, the earth is moving around the sun and then the earth is moving around its axis. There are two simultaneous movements. These two movements are happening simultaneously. But we cannot feel it because we are very small. Now, so there are two types of movement around the sun and around its own axis. The movement around the sun is called revolution. Revolution. This is the first movement. And the movement of Earth around its own axis like a tap is called rotation. Rotation. So there are two movements, revolution and rotation. So these are the two movements. I hope you can now understand this. Now the first thing that we would discuss is the movement called rotation. The movement called rotation. That is the Earth's movement around its own axis. So now you can see that I have drawn another picture over here. This is the picture of the movement called rotation. Now children, look carefully. This is our earth and I have drawn a line through it. This line. This is an imaginary line. There is no real line like this through the earth. But scientists have imagined that there can be a line like this through our earth. This imaginary line is called the axis. The axis. So the axis is an imaginary line. There is no real line like this. Now our earth revolves around this axis like this way. Our earth revolves around this axis. I hope you have seen a top that moves around its center. Children play with a top. Just like that top, the earth also revolves around the axis. Now, this spinning is called rotation. This spinning like movement of earth around its axis is called rotation. Now, how much time earth takes to complete one rotation? To complete one full rotation, the earth takes 24 hours. The earth takes 24 hours to complete one complete rotation around its axis. So, this is rotation, the spinning of earth around its axis. The movement resembles the movement of a top. Now, what is the result of this movement? The result of this movement is day and night. Day and night. Because of rotation, day and night is happening. But how? Let's check out. Children, this is the sun. This is the sun. And this is our earth. Now, when earth is revolving or spinning around its axis, the part that faces the sun receives the sunlight. The part of the earth that faces the sun receives the sunlight. So here, this part receives the sunlight. So here we can see daytime. But this part of earth that is away from sun, that part do not receive any sunlight. The part that is away from sun, that is the opposite of the sun, do not receive any sunlight. So here we can find night. So the part of earth that faces the sun receives the sunlight and it becomes daytime, and the opposite side that is away from sun does not get any sunlight, and there we can see night time. So this was the whole concept of day and night, and this is the result of the movement called rotation. So rotation causes day and night. Rotation causes day and night. I hope you have understood this much. Now we will discuss revolution. Now we will discuss the next movement of earth, that is called revolution. That is called revolution. Revolution. Children, while rotating around its axis, the earth is also moving around the sun. It is moving around the sun in a fixed path. In the solar system, I told you that there are 8 planets. Each of the 8 planets are moving around the sun in a fixed path. That fixed path is called the orbit. The orbit. So I have drawn this path. This is the path that the earth follows while revolving around the sun. And this movement is called revolution. So orbit is the fixed path on which the earth moves around the sun. So this is the orbit. This is not full circle. This is somewhat eclipse. This shape is called eclipse. Now, this is the sun and the earth is revolving around it. And the earth takes 365 and 6 hours to complete one revolution around the sun. To complete one revolution around the sun, the earth takes 365 days and 6 hours. So, after one revolution, it is almost 1 year. And that is why we celebrate New Year throughout the world. So, whenever we are celebrating a new year, you will understand that the earth has completed one revolution around the sun. That is why we are celebrating it and a new year begins. Now, what is the result of this movement of earth? The result of this movement of earth is the change of seasons. The change of seasons is caused by this movement called revolution. Children, I have written something that you must understand. Look at here. I have drawn these 2 arrows. These 2 arrows are showing direct sunlight. Direct sunlight. While revolving around the sun, the part of the earth that gets such direct sunlight will be facing summer season. There will be summer season. So whenever there is summer season, the part of the earth is getting direct sunlight. Right now in our country it is summer season. So that means our country alongside other countries as well is getting the direct sunlight. And now I have drawn 2 slanting rays. Slanting rays. They are not straight. They are slanting. So the part of earth that gets these slanting rays, there will be winter. So whenever we are facing winter season, you will remember that our country is getting slanting rays, slanting sun rays. That causes winter season. So the direct sunlight makes it hot and it becomes summer, and the slanting rays makes it cold and it becomes winter. Now throughout the year we generally face 4 types of season. They are summer, winter, autumn and spring. These are the 4 seasons. They are the main seasons throughout the year. Now I have here drawn a picture. This picture has also been given on your book. Now this is the sun and the earth is revolving around it in a fixed path called orbit. Now whenever the sun is at this position and the earth is this position means December month. Whenever the earth is at this position, this means the December month. And the month of December in our country is winter. So I have written winter here. So whenever the sun is at this position, whenever the earth is at this position, that makes it winter, and this is the December month. In our country it is winter. That means in our country, the sun rays are somewhat slanting. They are not direct. Now come to this position. This is the second position. This position indicates the month of March. The month of March. That means spring season. That means spring season. That is neither too hot, neither too cold. Now come to this position. This is June. This is the June month. That is the hottest period of time of the year. That is the summer season. So at this position, our country will get direct sunlight. Direct sunlight. Our country will get direct sunlight. And now the last position here. This indicates the month of September. That is the autumn season. That is the autumn season. This is very similar to the spring. That is nor too cold nor too hot. So these are the cycle of seasons that we face in our country. And in this way, the revolution of earth causes the 4 main seasons throughout the year. And this is the 4 positions that causes those 4 seasons. So this is December, that means winter. This position means March, that is spring season. This position is June, that is summer season. And this position is September, that is autumn season. So this is the cycle of seasons. So this was the whole chapter. I hope you have understood the 2 movements of earth clearly now. I want you to read your book also. That will help you a lot. I will end my class here. I will meet you in my next class. Till then, goodbye and take care.